Hello, everybody. I am Keaton of Kinetic Catholic Ministries, Season 13, Episode 21. I hope that you all are having an absolutely wonderful Tuesday so far. I know that I am. Now, guys, before we get into this video, I do want to preface it. This might not be one that is for younger kids. And so if you typically watch as a family, then maybe just have the parents watch it and then check it and see. I don't know. It's just kind of a little bit of an older topic. And so I think that that's something that does need to be prefaced before we get into it. So basically, guys, I really felt the need to address this on this channel because I think that it says a lot about the state of our culture and about what we as Christians and faithful Catholics, what we can do to defend it. Balenciaga is a fashion company that recently had an ad campaign, and some of you might have heard of it, some of you haven't. I am intentionally not going to put the photos on this video for a reason. If you want to go and search them up, you can, but I am not going to put the photos from the ad campaign in the video because they are kind of disturbing. I am going to, however, say some details about him because I think that it's important that we understand the gravity of the evil here. It was so much more than just, oh, we messed up, we're sorry, we won't do it again, right? This is a deep-rooted issue, and it's to the point where there were minor things in the background of some of these ads and stuff that it's not accidental. Like, it just gets to the point where it can't be. And so the popular one that's really out there is pictures of children holding teddy bears with inappropriate clothing on, inappropriate things on, that I'm not going to fully describe, but it is disturbing, and it is really, really creepy to see them have children there. Beyond that, there's just pictures of children standing with, there's a lot of weird things in the background. And it goes beyond just a sense of pedophilia, like in the first one. It's just terrible. There's kind of some demonology references in the background. There's what's supposed to be kid paintings of like demons in the background. There's a little tape thing that says Baal on it, which is, the myth is that, or not the myth, I guess I shouldn't say. What the story is, let me put it that way. What the story is, and again, we as Catholics, this could be a whole other topic, is that he's one of the 7 princes of hell. And then, so the name of that, there's just a lot of creepy things in the background. In the background of one photo, there was a little description of a child. It was a pedophilia court case. And it's just the reading from that, which why would you have that in an ad campaign for fashion? On the side of the wall, there are dates. All of those dates correspond to a pedophilia court case. It gets to the point where that's not just something that it's just like, oh, we sincerely apologize, that was an accident, that was our bad. Like, it's one thing if it's an accident, but guys, it gets to the point where there were so many little things like that, and I didn't even list them all, right? I just listed some of the most talked about ones, that it's just creepy, and it's just intentional, and it's really, really sad to see. What's sadder is I think that everybody within our world could kind of agree, like, oh yeah, that was messed up within our society, like don't do that, Balenciaga. But here's the deal. We as Christians, right, we don't believe in cancel culture, okay? People deserve mercy, people deserve forgiveness, and we as Catholics, we are not to judge anybody. With that being said, it seems like, and I'm going to say this carefully for a reason, it seems like our culture is willing to cancel people left and right for a lot, even if it was an accident, right? I'm not going to say whether that's good or bad. What I am going to say is that we as Christians, we believe in mercy, we believe in forgiveness. When it comes to something as severe as this, it seems that our society was kind of quick to forgive, was kind of quick to let it go. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. Obviously, as Christians, we should forgive. But what I am saying is when they're not quick to forgive on something else, but society, and again, when I'm talking about society as a whole, I'm talking about kind of the mainstream media, the individual citizens that make up the country. And a lot of that we get from the internet, right? Unfortunately, I mean, it's just how it is today. They really, really forgot about it. Kim Kardashian refused to cut ties with Balenciaga. There have been a lot of celebrities like that who refuse to cut ties with Balenciaga. And it's for money, obviously. But it's really, really sad that when there's something this severe, you're not going to walk away from the situation. I'm not in support of cancel culture at all. I just said that, right? Like that's not having a Christian heart. But ultimately, when you have an ad campaign that subtly does reference and implicitly supports pedophilia and demonology, everybody in the country right now should be screaming their minds off, because that's ridiculous. It's not something that should be tolerated. I'm not going to say that we should judge anybody, but that's insane. That's terrible. And it is really, really sad to see. And it's really, really sad to see children not being cared for in this light. I think that there's kind of a broader thing happening in our society as a whole. I want to go to another story, and kind of stepping away from the Balenciaga scandal, and go to a note that was written in Nebraska. Okay, and this has been a story, and some of you guys may have heard this. And it is a note that was taped to a center, to like a life center, and police found it. And guys, I do want to preface, it is pretty gruesome. I'm going to read the note because I think that it's important that we know what it says. We know it, but it is a little bit gruesome and sad nonetheless, so fair warning. It says, if our right to abortion in Bellevue is taken away due to the attempt to pass an abortion ban, and it gets passed, we will shoot up your Newman Center with our new AR-14 rifles. Sincerely, Jane's Revenge. And it's just really, really sad. I don't even need to explain why on that one. It's just really, really sad. And yeah, this is a specific situation, and I'm not saying that every pro-choicer out there is like this. Not at all, right? Not at all. And I want to make that clear. So many pro-choicers are amazing people. But this does say a lot about kind of where our society is at as a whole. It's at it's this I'm right mentality that people kind of, they get so clouded in it that they don't see the lack of morality in their actions. And it's a society that ultimately doesn't protect children, right? I mean, look at this. We have abortion, which literally murders a ton of children. I mean, it's legal genocide of children. And then we have something like this, a Balenciaga ad campaign, which implicitly very strongly supports pedophilia and demonology. And we can forgive them. We can put it behind us. Like what? As Christians, we need to be willing to stand up, defend our faith, and defend the children of our country. We just do. And guys, I want to say when I'm talking about society, I'm referring to this country, right? There are a lot of different countries that go through a lot of different social issues. Many of it are the same, many of it are different, right? And I've kind of gotten a better idea of that in my travels over the summer, which there are videos on that if you would like to see the reality that kind of how our society works and a lot of other countries' society works is very vastly different. But when it comes to our country specifically, we as Christians need to be willing to stand up and defend our faith. Because at the end of the day, this is kind of a hard time that we're going through within the church, right? Kind of a hard time that we're going through within our society. And yeah, we can compare it to past times. Obviously, the church has been through a lot. The church has always stood. That's not what we're in fear of. The church is obviously going to remain. But guys, we could kind of have a doomy, gloomy look on this where we're like, oh, everything around me is terrible and oh, it's just a hard time and darn it. Or we could kind of flip it on its head and say, okay, the hard times that we are enduring right now, the difficulties that we're going through, all the things of attacking children that our society is perfectly okay with, all of this, it gives us the opportunity to stand up and be faithful heroes, right? To stand up and be saints as young people or adults, whoever it might be watching this. Instead of looking around us and saying, man, everything is just so bad, I guess there's nothing I can do. No, standing up and saying, why don't we try and fix this? One person at a time. Why don't we try and bring a sense of morality, a sense of Christianity back to our society that so desperately needs it? I'm not saying one of us can do that on our own. That's not possible. What I am saying is that when we as Christians cower in the face of controversy, and when we as Christians are not willing to stand up for the truth and are not willing to speak the truth, that is when it becomes an issue. That is when it becomes a severe problem that needs addressing. And right now, what's going on in our country with the attack of children, the attack of the church, all these different things, we need to be willing to stand up, to have God by our side, to understand that we are putting God first. We love God above all else. And if we love God above all else, we want everybody else to get to heaven. So let's try and lead souls there by helping them to know the evil that is present in our world today. I am not saying that we need to judge other people. I'm not saying that we should be going around judging pro-choicers. I'm not saying that we should be going around judging anybody who isn't Catholic. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is if we're afraid to say something for fear of what might happen, while understandable, let's bring God into the situation. Ask him for strength so that we may stand up, rise above, and be those saintly heroes that each one of us, you and I, were called to be. So, now that the topic is done, do y'all know what it is time for now? It's time for
the Saint of the Week.
And today's Saint of the Week is Saint Nicholas. Now, how perfect is this saint for today? Okay, not only is it his feast day today, not only is he Santa Claus when we're literally in Christmas season, but beyond that, he is the patron saint of children. And when we're talking about the significance of protecting children, protecting those who are young, Saint Nicholas is a great saint that comes to mind. He is a 3rd to 4th century saint. Not a ton is known about him, but kind of the best known story and how he got started as Santa Claus was that there was a poor man who was unable to pay for his daughter's dowries. There were 3 daughters of marriageable age, and he couldn't afford for them to be married. And so Saint Nicholas, what he did was he snuck through, and he didn't. What I like about the story is he didn't brag oh yeah, I'm giving you all this. Look at me, everybody. I'm charitable. No. He snuck and sneakily he tossed bags of coins into the man's window for him to be able to afford for his daughters to be married, which is really, really cool. And that's how he started as Santa Claus, was giving gifts. And then it eventually evolved to becoming him being Santa Claus, which is really, really awesome. And so when we're talking about the significance of standing up in a society that is kind of twisted in a way, and when we're talking about the significance of protecting children and loving them and nurturing them in a society that doesn't do that, Saint Nicholas is a great saint to look through for that. Saint Nicholas, pray for us. So before you guys click off this video, we here at Kinetic Catholic Ministries are partnering with Project YM on a live event called the E-Word. Basically what it is, it's an evangelization training session. There's Michael Marchand, who's the founder of Project YM. He'll come in, he'll talk to the adults, train them how to evangelize, and I will come in and talk to the kids. It's really, really awesome. If you want to book this, go to theeword.cc/live and check out details from there. If you want to book just me to come speak in general, please go to the website, kineticcatholicministries.com, click the Contact Us page and reach out to us from there, or email us directly at kineticcatholicministries@gmail.com. Also, go check out the website in general. There's so many awesome things you can do on there. You can read about me. All of our videos are up there. You can get your very own Kinetic Catholic merch up there, which is pretty cool. Check out all 3 of our social medias. All 3 of them will be in the description down below. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And comment and send your topic suggestions that you might have for future videos. Please click the red subscribe button if you are not subscribed already. It would be greatly appreciated. And please like the video. Please share this channel and video with your friends and family. Make sure that they know about Kinetic Catholic Ministries. I hope that you guys are having a great Advent season as we are nearing towards Christmas. I hope that those of you like myself who are dealing with the stress of finals coming up are handling it well. This was Keaton of Kinetic Catholic Ministries. I will see you all next week, and hi, Brielle.